So I wanted to give you kind of a rundown of, I guess my my reason for even putting this program together, um, and why I thought you may find it interesting and may have people in mind that would benefit from it. So I've been obviously overhauling the rental side of things, and I've been um, just trying to close the gaps from some of the needs, and having a, another property manager just seems a little challenging on our side. Just hiring in general has just been hiring for like property management level people.
Mhm.
um, we were hoping that in the acquisition that we would pick up someone, um, but that kind of fell through. So, one of the things I was talking to Matthew and Peter about was just really moving people from the ground up and moving them into more management roles, which is what I did starting in January, is like promoting people, moving people into more management level um, positions. I started with MJ, who you're probably familiar with, since she's been with the company for a while, but she, obviously had years of experience assisting. And so moving her to a management role just seemed like the next best option. But then after time progressed, I realized that I just didn't really set her up for success. I just kind of threw her in there because we had that need.
Mhm.
And so, one of the things that I wanted to do starting this quarter, which we have been working on since September, is promoting more team members, more of the global team members into more assistant manager level, like first kind of team leader um, level positions. And that seems to be working really well because a lot of them have had previous management experience from before. But I wanted to be more thoughtful about it this time, kind of given the feedback that I got from MJ the previous time, to
Right.
really just have more structure to those roles and give people more guidance and more insights on what it means to manage a team. And that dynamic is a little bit different than obviously doing the tasks that you're used to doing on a day-to-day basis, right? So just because you're really great at your role doesn't necessarily mean that you're a good manager, which, if you've been in corporate America for any period of time, you've had bad managers.
Right.
And so I was like, you know what? Let me be a lot more thoughtful about it and build out a kind of management training program that's specifically for people who are moving into kind of new manager type positions, and are looking to grow. So they're moving from their kind of assistant level or coordinator level positions, and they're moving more into team leader management level positions. So it's geared towards that. But then I also asked MJ if she'd be interested, and she's like, yeah, that seems great. So, you know, existing managers would benefit from it as well. And then after talking to Sheila about it, she was like, oh, well, I kind of feel like I'm missing out. um, because I'm diving in deeper into what it means to be a manager, which, I don't think that we often take the time to do that. We really train hard on property management and don't spend a lot of time training on how to manage people and personalities and deal with escalations and hard conversations and performance evaluations, things like that, that are really essential to really helping to grow the team up, to
Mhm.
allow the team to thrive. So as an example, our first session coming up this week is going to be focused on the book Multiplier by Liz Wiseman, which is an amazing book. Um, and the whole idea of it is it's all about how do you grow the people around you? How do you be impactful and offer guidance to the people in your network, whether you're leading that team or whether you're part of a team? And what does that mean? And how do we do that? And what are the differences between what she calls diminishers, people who take away from, versus multipliers, people who allow you to add to, and what are the characteristics of those people, and how can we implement that in the way that we manage people on a day-to-day basis. So that's going to be kind of that first topic of, what does leadership excellence actually look like? And what are the characteristics of those leaders, and how can we implement that? How do we gauge where we are right now and evaluate some of our natural tendencies and kind of get us to the place where we need to be to promote more growth and excellence in our company. So that's, I mean, that's kind of where we're starting the conversation, but a lot of the conversations from, you know, moving on and kind of as we move along in this program is going to be geared towards somewhat of that, is how do we become excellent managers? How do we have challenging conversations? How do we provide the feedback that's needed without feeling uh, challenged by having those hard conversations, so that people have the information they need to actually excel? So yeah, so that's kind of the basis of the program.